Good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling Sim here on the Nick Can't Game or Can He channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. Happy Sunday. And that you are spending it surrounded with your family, friends, and loved ones. I always enjoy spending this time with you. And I thank you for spending it with me. And with that said, let's get into the game. We've got a couple more episodes of the weekly shows today to do, and let's get on with the game. You can see here we've booked out the WCW Monday Nitro, um, which is on Monday, the in-game date of May 26th. We have quite a few angles and some extra matches for time to add time to the show. And let's get the show started. We have our show intro that we do every week. Gets popularity for everybody mentioned in the opening video package. 93% rating. We have two of the commentators for the show, AJ and Matt, running down what we're going to see tonight, and everybody gains popularity from that. Only a 78% rating, but still decent. Next, we have Goldberg, the general manager of WCW, arriving at the arena, and that gets us an 83% rating. And then we have the heel stable of the Polly Queens showing up at the arena, and that gets us a 90% segment rating. Then we have our first match of the night, which is Joe Hendry and Nick Nemeth taking on EC3 and Raj Desi. It's a 1.5-star match. We had special entrances for the teams involved. They had boosts to the performances because of the gimmicks, because of the agenting, and Joe gains the pinfall. 1.5-star match with an 88% crowd reaction. Joe and Nick got along great during the match, but there were tensions between EC3 and Raj, and it cost them. After a shoving match between the two, Joe got the pin on EC3, and we get a 77% overall final score, but great crowd reaction. After that, Nicky Garcia comes down to the ring and introduces EC3. He's still angry with this Raj, but he's hyped himself up, saying, no matter what happened in the match just now, tonight I'm going after the television title held by Mystical, and I'm going to win. And after that, we cut to commercial for the latest round of action figures. We get 93% on that segment. We have new action figures for Joe Hendry, Mystico, the Iconics, and Ronda Rousey. And that gets a good segment score. Next is a women's single match. Brandy, Lauren, and Allie. The crowd wasn't really into them. We're going to have to build up our women's division more with angles and promos to get that up. Brandy got the win, -1-star match, and after the match, Brandy and Isla Dawn put a beating on Allie, and that only gets a 51% score. Again, we have to get their promos up to get them better popularity, better star power. After that, we see arriving at the arena Mercedes Varnado, fresh off her pay-per-view POE victory over Mandy Sachs. And that gets a 95% segment rating. Next, we have the next part of the Cruiserweight Challenge. Luchador El Hijo del Vikingo versus Sami Callihan. 2.5-star match. The crowd wasn't really there for it. 58% overall score. And after the match, Cruiserweight Champion Malachi Black continues his reign of terror against the winners of the tournament. He comes out and he places a beating on Vikingo and hits him with his finishing move, the kick, the Black Mass. Next we go to Becky being interviewed backstage by Nikki Garcia. She's talking about the challengers to her title, the ones she's already beat, the ones that are still out there. And in the middle of this interview, Mercedes comes in and she attacks Becky from behind and leaves her laying on the ground, standing over her, telling her, in the WWE you may have been the man, but I'm the blueprint, and this is my show now, and I'm coming for your title. Next we have a mid-card match, Miro versus TJP. It's a chance to showcase Miro's talents on the weekly show. There was a big entrance for Miro. His style impresses the crowd. TJP put in a good effort. Miro came across really looking dangerous after this match. And it's 2.5-star quality match. Final score of 62%. Next we have Bill coming out to the ring, where he cuts a promo on Jake Paul after the attack on the pay-per-view POE event Slamboree, and he announces that their match is going to be next week on Nitro, and it's going to be a loser leaves town match. If Jake Paul wins, then Bill will give up his job as general manager and leave the company. If Bill wins, Jake Paul will have to leave the company. And overall score for the segment, 90%. Next we have a tag team match. The Iconics against the Serpentine Society. Jesse and Cassie versus Lady Maravilla and Vipers. Both teams have really good chemistry as a team. It looks like Cassie got the pinfall over Vipers, and Cassie picks up a bit of extra popularity. The crowd was pretty into it. 2.5-star match for a 69% overall rating. At the end of the match, the tag team champions Mandy and Daria, the Beautiful Disasters, step out onto the stage entrance, hold their titles in the air, and it looks like we're getting another match, one last match, between the Iconics and Mandy and Daria for the title, probably at the next PLE event. And that gets a 68% overall segment score. Then we have go to advertising, go to commercial, an advertisement for the company's streaming platform, Lets the fans know you can see Monday Nitro and Thunder every Monday and Thursday on Amazon Prime. Popularity increases across the board, except for Becky, was apparently at maximum popularity. 83% segment score for the advertisement. We come back. The United States champion Konosuke Takeshita is taking on a wrestler who is one of the main event people in TNA, a promotion that WCW has become aligned with recently. The workers really upped their game in the ring. It was a 4.5-star match. Um, Absolutely excellent. One of the best matches we've seen so far. 81% crowd approval rating. 83% final score. Um, they really impressed the crowd. As the winner, Konosuke picks up a +3 to his popularity across the board. And we will probably see more matches like this going forward. Now that there has been an alliance formed between our two promotions. Next up is the TV title match. Mystico defending his title against EC3. 3.5-star match. They really stole the show. The star power added to the match. Big efforts. They're both riding away from momentum. The crowd kind of wishes they'd had a little more time to the match. But the television championship matches are all have a 10-minute time limit. Mystico retained his title. 76% final score. And we move on to the next segment. Before the match tonight, against two members of the Poly Queens, Ronda and Saraya are being interviewed by Nikki Garcia. And they really hype themselves up. They talk about, now that we're working together, nothing's going to stop us. We're going to deal with this stable once and for all. Together we're unbeatable, and that gets an 89% score. And then they go out to the ring. There was a really big spot in the match. The crowd was really into it. The match quality is only 1.5%. It ended with a disqualification when Eva Marie and Leah Vandale jumped into the ring and started attacking Ronda and Saraya. And it was a 4-on-2 beatdown. But then out of the crowd comes the newest signing for WCW and an old friend of Ronda Rousey, Jessamyn Duke. And she jumps into the ring, and together the three of them, Ronda, Saraya, and Jessamyn, manage to run off the Poly Queens, and they stand tall at the end of the show with an 83% segment score. And after the show, they recap, two of the announcers, Beth and Mike, recap the show and talk about what's coming up on the next week's show. And that gets a 74% final score as they take us out to the end of the show. And we get an 80% show rating, gaining in popularity across the world. That's excellent. And we end our show. Yes, we advance in the tournament. And let's check our mail. We sold 10,000 tickets. We sold out the arena. $387,000 in ticket sales. And that is after the gate share clause. Very nice. We got just above 2 million viewers for the first time on our weekly show. Our net income is still the same. But still, it's good that our viewership is going up. We just need to see why it's the same income every single week, even though our viewers are increasing. We'll have to work with the game to figure that out. Let's see, is there anybody... Okay. So we see here that our signing from earlier, that Britt Baker has left AEW and signed with us. She'll be debuting on next week's Raw. Nitro, not Raw. Is there anybody else coming up for renewal? Anybody that we can hire away from another rival company? It doesn't look like it. But let's go here. Filter. Hireable. Okay. Go by star power. Search by overall marketability. And no, there's really nobody here that I'm familiar with that I would want to bring onto our brand. So we'll go back here. We'll move on to the next day. And again, WCW has made a contract renewal offer for Kairi Sane. She's one of the best women's wrestlers around. Let's see if we can steal her. Okay, begin negotiations. She's currently getting $14,500 from the WWE per appearance. Let's make that $18,000. $100,000. And okay. Have her come in as an upper mid-card face. Upper mid-card or main event. She's a big signing. Let's make her a main event. Okay, let's give her the highlight reel gimmick. Let's make that offer. Let's see if we can steal her away from WWE. Let's make it a 2-year offer. She will consider our offer and be in contact in the coming days. If we do get her, she'll be available at the end of the month after the next PLE. But still, I mean, this will be a big signing if we get her. It would absolutely be a big signing. So we go forward to Thursday. Our contract offer is still out with her. She hasn't re-signed with WWE yet. And we gain, oh my god, Liv Morgan's contract is up for renewal too. Oh, still Liv Morgan. Oh my god, if we can steal both of them. Oh my god. She's getting 50,000 per appearance, 75,000 per appearance. 250. Main event, without question. Heel. How do we describe her gimmick? How do we describe her gimmick? What gimmick can we offer her? What gimmick can we offer her that will get her to jump to our show? Yeah, let's give her the cocky, loud, brash, and confident gimmick. Main event heel. Yes. Let's make her a 3-year offer. Because she's just that big of a deal. Is there anything we can offer other than cocky as far as... Oh, man. Oh. She's such a big deal. I mean, if we can get her, our women's division is made. Made. Oh my god. If we can get her. There's gotta be something. Cocky or obnoxious? Let's do the obnoxious gimmick. That's kind of what she's playing in WWE right now. Um, let's go with that. She'll consider our offer. Oh, if we can steal both of them. If we can steal both of them. This would be big. So we also get one of our earlier signings, Maddie Wahlberg, also known as Grayson Waller, has joined our company. We'll need to get him on the show this week. Let's say that we paid a little extra money to get him in to purchase his stage name from WWE, so we have him with us as Grayson Waller. Okay. He's an upper mid-card heel. That's good. Unfortunately, it is now time for dinner, so I'm going to have to pause here and come back afterwards. And we're back with the final part of today's episode. This week's WCW Thunder on Thursdays. As you can see, we've got a full set of segments and matches here. And we're going to start the show. We start off with the opening show intro. We've got some of the people that will be on tonight's show. And their popularity grows. We get a 90% segment rating. Next we have Goldberg making his way into the arena, our general manager. We follow that up with a video of the Face Stable Top Flight making their way into the arena. They're going to have some matches tonight against their rivals in Dead Man's Hand. Then we go back to the ring where Shane McMahon is interviewing Bill Goldberg, and Goldberg announces that we've signed someone away from the WWE. His contract was up and we got him. And he introduces him, brings out Grayson Waller, who has managed to hold on to his ring name after leaving WWE. And he makes his way out to the ring to introduce himself to the crowd and give a little speech. He cuts a big promo on WWE, said that they didn't know what they had with him, they didn't know what to do with him, and he's so much better than they ever allowed him to be. And now that he's in WCW, we will all soon feel the Grayson Waller effect. And after that, we go to our next segment, our first match of the night, Simon Miller versus Johnny Swinger. And it's got the wrong... Oh no, wait. Oops, my mistake. It's Grayson Waller in his first match against Johnny Swinger. he had a good boost to his performance. And it's only a half a star. 59% overall rating. Uh, yeah, I misspoke earlier. This is Grayson Waller's first match. He looked really good taking on this guy who's basically an enhancement talent, and got a half star for the match. 63% crowd reaction. Next up is uh, a match with Simon Miller, an intergender match versus the wrestler Vipress. They both thrived in the match. The crowd enjoyed Simon's entrance. 2.5 star quality match. The crowd wasn't that too high on it, but it gets an overall score of 57%. And after the match, CJ Perry, a part-time wrestler who's married to Miro, who was known as Rusev in the WWE, steps out onto the entrance stage and starts sarcastically applauding Simon and hinting that there's going to be a feud between them starting very soon. And that gets a 66% segment score. Next we have an advertisement airing for the latest action figure releases. We've already got an action figure coming out. Having signed Grayson Waller a couple weeks ago, we were able to get his figure into production. There are also new action figures for Simon Miller, Maki Ito of the Polly Queens, AJ Francis of Top Flight, and Cain Velasquez of Dead Man's Hand. And yeah, this advertisement gets an 89% segment score. Next we have the Dead Man's Hand backstage cutting a promo and basically calling out Top Flight. And after that, Bishop Dyer, who is now going by the name of Ezekiel Creed, makes his way to the ring to face Myron Reed of the Top Flight. And it's only a 1.5 star match. The crowd wasn't that great. Final score 52%. But Ezekiel unveiled a new finishing move called the Divine Right, and used that to defeat Myron. After the match, Dead Man's Hand starts attacking Myron Reed, and his stablemate Cedric Alexander comes into the ring and helps fight him off. And together they chase the Dead Man's Hand away. 72% segment score for that. Then after that we go to commercial. An advertisement airs for the company's streaming platform for Amazon Prime. Again, we have Simon, Maki, Grayson Waller, AJ Francis, and Jesse McKay of the Iconics. And that gets an 88% segment score. Backstage, Shane McMahon interviews AJ Francis about the ongoing feud between Top Flight and Dead Man's Hand. And AJ basically says that in the end, Top Flight is going to stand triumphant. It doesn't matter how long it takes. And then we go to a match, which is Cedric and Leo of Top Flight facing off against Kane and Calvin of Dead Man's Hand. With Ezekiel showing up at the end to distract Leo so that Kane can hit his finishing move on him and get the pinfall. It's a 1.5-star match, 72% crowd approval, 66% overall rating. Then we go backstage to a war of words between CJ Perry and Simon Miller. CJ saying, you're all smiles and sunshine, and let's see how long that lasts when I start playing dirty. And Simon references his YouTube show and says, when this is all over, the fans are going to give me a golden up. And that sets off the feud between them. It's a 75% segment rating. Next we go to the final match of the night. Saraya and Jessamine Duke facing off against the Poly Queens. Alex Windsor and Maki Ito, with Ronda at ringside to make sure there's no interference. A 1.5-star match. 76% crowd reaction. 69% final score. Both teams had really special entrances that got a lot of excitement from the crowd. They're riding waves of momentum right now. It's a 1.5-star match. Again, 69% overall approval, but the crowd reaction was 76%. After the match, the sore losers, Alex and Maki, attack Jessamine and Saraya, and Ronda jumps in to even the odds, and that segment gets a 56% final score. And as we go off to air, Eva Marie shows up on the arena screen and starts telling Ronda, you think you found some friends, you think you've got strength in numbers, but Ronda, you haven't seen what I'm capable of yet. This is all far from over. And that segment closes the score with an 83% final score rating. 70% show rating overall, slight drop from the last week. We'll get that up, rating up next week. Gaining in popularity across the world. That's good for our for the WCW brand. And now we end the show and go on to the next day. I want to go through and see if we get any of the people we've tried to sign recently, because they will make a big difference to our okay. We sold 10,425 tickets, so attendance is going up. $467,000 in ticket sales after the gate share clause. We cracked 2 million viewers again. Gets us $293,000 in income. And Kairi Sane has accepted our contract offer. She will be debuting towards the end of the month when her contract with WWE runs out. But she's a WCW woman now. And that's definitely good for us. That really helps our women's division. And someone else that we signed recently will be joining us as of June the 2nd. Let's see. Is there anybody else that we might want to hire? And I don't see anything on the news. But yeah, let's skip ahead to Monday and see if we get the other woman we're trying to hire as well. or if she re-signs with WWE, or if she signs with AEW. Yes, we got them both. We got them both. We got Kairi Sane and we got Liv Morgan. Holy moly. This is a big freaking deal. Our women's division is going to be super extra now. I mean, this is amazing. This is, without question, a great way to close out the episode. But let's move ahead to Monday, and then we'll start booking out the Nitro in our next episode. Okay. This is great. Okay, we skip ahead to Monday. We close out the episode. And we check the, oh. We may be able to get some other stars. Big stars. But we'll worry about that with the next episode. So one of the people we signed in a previous episode is joining us officially, coming to the brand. Of course, WWE wins the promotional war this week because they're the biggest company in the business. But we are still winning the promotional war between us and AEW. Okay. And with this, we close out the episode. I thank you all for spending this time with me. I appreciate you very much. And you can hear in the background, some of the neighbors are setting off fireworks. Even though we're 2 days past the 4th of July. Go figure. But yeah, so again, I appreciate you, the kindness, support, and love that you show me. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you like these videos, please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell here on my YouTube channel. Take my love with you everywhere you go. Be good to each other. It's the highest calling in all the world. Show each other kindness, compassion, mercy, and love. And I will see you all again very, very soon.